Alright, hello everyone, so let's take a look at the market today. Now this is gold as usual. Now I've marked in the swing days, I've already posted them in the members area. So what do we have here? Now with gold, as you can see, the market's pushing up, which is exactly what we wanted it to do in any case. This is from last week, as you know, Thursday, Friday, market pushing upwards. Now this week we had Monday. Yes, we've got Monday. All right. Now, two things can happen here on a Monday. As you can see, we've got a breakout and it's sitting right on that goodbye kiss. And that's where the market pretty much bought. Okay. Which is that 20, let me just check. I think it was 29 or something. 27. Okay, 2,927. And you can see this is where the market is pretty much done that. Now, obviously, these are like high levels. So, like I said yesterday, we want to buy if the market comes down. And I marked in levels in yesterday. And the market still hasn't done that. Now, there's the upwards motion. As you can see, this is going quite high. Okay, and like I said, I drew that before. We got room to go up, you know. This is on the weekly, so we're going to kind of like wave into that. It's going to take time, but at least, you know, we see that we're going into the 3,000s on the daily. So if we do pull back, where we're going to pull back into. Now, this is going to be the support. If we break below the low of yesterday, which is there, two things can happen. They can either do a stop sweep, okay, and then push up, or this will break and will come down into these levels. I will extend this. Remember, I extended this from yesterday. If I squeeze it, you'll know why. It's that zone there. Okay, this is where the market is going up. This is also a bar, but I didn't put anything there because it's already a PST level, so not really worried about it. Okay, but this 2,594.84 zone here is important. 83 was from the daily. That 61 today, as you can see, is 2,595, which is also nice and easy with 2,594 at the 73 goodbye kiss. Okay, so that's fine. What I'm going to do is get rid of the 83 because that was from yesterday's daily. Okay, so this zone is like good for the market to pull back into. It's a goodbye kiss zone. If it does, we might end up there tonight. But the good hours for today, 11:15. Okay, obviously 10 past 9 as well. I posted it there. Let's do this. Okay, this is 10 past 9. If you took astrology from me, you would have had these hours as well. This is, this is like a logical disruption. Okay, if you check your H chart, right there, okay, and that's basically it. Okay, so the market from these zones can come all the way down into that 939.50. You have to be careful as we get into New York, okay, because in New York we've got 3 o'clock and 5:20. And 5:20 is after the news, which is at 5 o'clock. Right, so look, this is the news for today. It's at 5 o'clock, and we've got hours at 5:20. So once this is announced, 5:20 can be a setup if the price is at a retracement or a good place to enter in. Okay, but what I'm saying is the good hours really that the market can take a good turn today. It's probably going to be from 8:30 to 9:50, and it should be the 9:30 to 9:50 zone. And you have to be careful for 8:30 because 8:30 can be it could be like a surprise sharp push until 8:30, and the market could muck around in that zone until it takes a turn around 9:30 to 9:50. All right. Hope it makes sense. Okay, so this is a good. Also, this is, look, if you think about it, okay, this is a good buy kiss. We want to go up. I understand that, but the market should also want to come back before going up. Like here, look, 3 days up, 2 down. 3 days up, like 2 down or 1 down or 1 big down, okay, and that should kind of like bring us somewhere nice to buy, and that's looking like there or there. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the euro dollar. This is the euro dollar on the daily. Now remember, I said that's a PST level yesterday. It was a PST level yesterday, and this was it. Okay. Now remember also the hours yesterday were like 650, was it? 650. Well, yesterday's hours. Let's do this. Okay, so we had 650, which is there. This is not Monday here. 650. All right, so that's just 650, and we had what, 550 to 650. 550 to 650, guys. It's right here, and that was the PST yesterday. Beautiful fall down, and then where's your 10 past 4? 10 past 4, that's not anywhere. That's your 10 past 4, which is nowhere really. And your 3 o'clock is there. Okay, so that's your 3 o'clock going up, and that's your weekly pivot there. So in this time zone, the market made that, and then 755, nothing really at 755. It's in no man's land. Okay, if we're in between levels, obviously there's nothing to talk about. Okay, remember, if you're looking for a retracement, you're either going to Fibonacci it, or you're going to look for your weekly or your opening. If that's your impulse, okay, minimum is your 37 there. You could have sold here actually. Okay, and if you sold here, your stop loss needed to be above the 25, because if you sell here, you want to do it above the next level. So put your stop loss above the next level, and that would have been okay. With the euro dollar, let's see where we're going. We're right on the dot yesterday as well. Yesterday it was a PST level, which is right there, 1078. If you're using your ATAM, you would have also had that 1090 here. Okay, so between 78 and 90. This looks like nice and easy for a sell-off. Remember, we said this zone was a sell zone, and euro dollar yesterday was a swing day. So market swinging day from the highs going to the down into first target 1041. That's your 42, and then you've got 1.10. So I'm going to keep that there because that's weekly. 1040 is there, and then we've got 110 is there. Okay, so that's looking logical after that sell off here. So the weekly pivot again will be a good place to sell off. Okay, there's a bit of a gap there, but that gap could have been easily filled with this one, so I don't think that's a big worry. If the market does come back up, it's okay to sell off, I think. Okay, and that's how it is. Nice to see the daily break, but you must pay attention to the weekly PST 58 1078. That also needs to break. Okay, so if you want to sell from the high to push down, it's okay. If that's the impulse wave, we're now going sideways, so selling the highs at Astro hours, trading hours, is okay. SP 500, this is SP 500. Yesterday, let's see where we're at. That's your 4 o'clock. Now with the indices, remember we had Monday or Tuesday. Okay, Monday or Tuesday, and I marked in levels for this yesterday. They didn't quite get there, but you know, they're on the way there, as you can see. And in the morning we had 650 to 550. As you can see, the market was pretty stable here at 550 to 650. Comes down. Let's refresh. That's now the daily pivot. Comes down to Friday's support level and buys off. Okay, as you can see, the rest is pretty much history. This is 755 to 8:30 here. Okay, where it's just above the closing, the market took off, but no real excitement here. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily to see what can happen. Now, resistance to level 69.72, 5736, 5774. So 5736. Now, because today is also a possible swing day, we're going to keep these on the cards. Okay, and you can see this is where they sold off, so we can have a sweep and then a push down, especially during the news. Like I said, the news is going to be a trigger at what, 5:18, so let's put 5:15 here. Okay, so once the news happens, this is going to be important. You can have a setup at 3 o'clock, okay, which is going to be like New York 9 o'clock, okay, and then we'll see how things pan out. Okay, like I said, if you've learned from me, you would have had these hours. It was at 4:30 here today, 7:41, 7:45, let's say, is there. Okay, and that's your daily pivot there. So once you got your pricing and your hour pretty much in there, you're pretty close off. Okay, what else do we have? 5:15, and that's your 5:15 there. Okay, also on your 8 chart you would have seen that right here, but never mind. Okay, we've got to look forward. So now our forward is 9:10 here. Okay, so we'll see how this pans out. Until New York, you don't want to do anything really. Okay, on the weekly we have a breakout, remember, so buying yesterday I said was okay to do so, simply because we've got that breakout, so going up is on the cards, not a problem. So Monday market comes back. This is your Monday. Okay, Monday can also be the low, okay, but we have to go above these levels, so it's a little tricky. If the market comes down into 61.5684, which is there, that's also going to be a level where the market can buy off. It can do a sweep, okay, because stop loss is below there or below here. You can do a sweep and then go up. On the weekly, because we have a breakout, the only support is going to be 63 to 59, which is 5697 and 5628, and 5628 is there, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, and oops, 5650 we don't have now. Yes, we do. Why? Because that is on the daily. That was a gap, wasn't it? Maybe it was that one. Okay, fair enough, so we don't have to keep that. But 69 I need to put back in there, 5736. So this one we don't need. 5736 is gonna, whoops, gonna be there. You see what I mean? Right, so we're in a tight zone. In the middle of nowhere, trading is not good. Wait for that new setup to happen at 3 or 5, 5:15, 5:20, and see how things pan out from there. Okay, because we got the weekly breakout, market's going up. We've got targets up there, as you can see on the price. So, keep going up is okay. And they're filled in the gap here on the weekly, so it's fine. We've got a breakout in there. Okay, so pushing further is okay, but you got to be careful with these. So if you're going to buy, the closest you can buy is maybe the stop sweeps after the daily. okay, which is going to be the sweeping off this stop level here, or down here, which would be better off. If it keeps pushing up, then I wouldn't be a buyer at the tops here. Okay, if it breaks up and then pulls back in, then you can push up with a tight stop loss, but that's a standard procedure for us anyway. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now indices, as you know, they're all going together. So once again, nice and easy. This is nice to see on the weekly breaking out, and daily we're right on there. So if this thing breaks out, okay, then this could like give us a good motivation going all the way into that target zone, which is 42,611. You can see it's right on the line there, and that 72 is 42,163. 42,163. It's pretty much there. Okay, as you can see, it's done it yesterday. It's done that target yesterday. It's mucking around there. If this thing breaks, okay, if it breaks up, then we're going to have that for a target 77, 42,611, which is, as you can see, it's going to be quite out there. 42,611. On the weekly, it's got room to go. On the monthly, it's got room to go. Okay, so until the elections, like I said, it's probably going to be a bull market. If it pulls back, sweeps, stops, previous day low, comes down here to the weekly, this zone, it's still good to buy. Okay, that level 64 is 41,997. 41,997 is around there. Okay, so it looks like it's done that yesterday. Alright, so it looks like it's done it yesterday, coming down there. Okay, so that would have been there. If you're using your ATAM, you can use those blue levels to get back in the game, remember? So the trend is going up, it pulls back into the blue dotted lines, you can get into the game. The other one is 54, 41,536. It's a bit down there, so I'm not going to use it. 41,700 I can get rid of, I think. 55 is too far down. We'll cross that bridge if it starts to pull back. But this is a good zone where the market can push up, and I've mirrored that for you. So at the end of the day, we should be kind of like going in that direction. Nasdaq, remember this is a weekly chart, right? So, you know, it's going to be wavy. Okay, now with the Nasdaq, remember I said we've got room to come, fill in the gaps. Okay, even highs here, so they're bound to clean up some stops. So if it does break above that 66, which is 19,941, 19,941, which is 19,941 is right there. So if we break above this level, then we've got room to go up into where, well, quite a bit far away, but this is where you should be aiming for. So note that down, 20,136 to 2250. I'm just going to put 2136 here. $248 here. And on the weekly, it's still got room to come up. Okay, remember that level is 2136, also on the weekly. So we have to be careful here. Okay, despite the PST breakout, it's all good. We've got to be careful there, because if the market goes up, this is going to be a sell bar, and this could also be starting where the market will sell off. Okay, so be careful. This is a still, as you can see, the market is in a bull market. Okay, so there's nothing bizarre about it. This is your line. Breakout, pull back. We're continuing upwards. Okay. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, remember, we said we do have room according to the PST's weekly level. Okay, so yesterday a bit of an up move, it's not a surprise. And I did say if it does come down, you can buy. Not a lot of action, as you can see. Now this though, yeah, remember, we've marked this in. This is a sell zone, so we have to be careful here. Okay, as you can see. And Bitcoin doesn't have a swing day yet. It's upcoming. Okay, so let's put this. This is something I'm just trying out. I can't say it's working really good. As you can see, this is the zone I've marked in with green. All right, so this is still a sell zone. This is where they sold heavy, so selling heavy here is also on the cards. Your level, if they do, is 52 for the first support, 61.51. So 61,051 is going to be there. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. Should I get rid of it? Let's see the weekly. Now the weekly goodbye kiss is 48. That's 59,230, which is there. Okay, so I am going to delete that. So your support levels are decent ones are on this level here, and this is a resistance level at 69.70, 63.915, 64.35. So 63.915, which is around there. Okay, and what was the other one? 64,035. Now 64,035 is there. All right. I'd say the high of that needs to break, and then we have a pullback, and then we can go up. If it comes back down to the low of yesterday, sweeps, stops, or comes down into this zone, looking for a buy setup at trading hours is not a bad idea. Okay, to keep pushing up. Other than that though, I would not be a buyer here. If you're going to buy, do it low. Okay, it's just tricky. On the weekly, we still have a bit of room, and that room is defined by 57.67, which is 67,127, which I talked about before, and the LCL one line 68,445, which is your blue one. Okay, so we'll see how things pan out and how things go. But this is the middle of the channel, as you can see. This is going to be your chop zone.